And the thing behind this is really religious freedom is under threat here in Ukraine. This is a war as much about religious freedom.
How so?
Because in Russia, there is no religious freedom for non-registered organizations. My church, the Ukrainian Catholic Church, the largest Catholic church in the world after the Roman Catholic Church, is a banned religion in China, in Russia. We're not allowed to exist. We're banned from existing. A shaman from Siberia, who follows Siberian tribal traditions, some of them mixed with Buddhism, has more legal recognition in the Russian Federation than I do. I'm a non-entity. And in fact, if I were to try and open a church, I'd be expelled, but not the shaman. So this is...
That's interesting, because that seems to be what people are saying. There's this sort of appeal of Russia as this Orthodox Christian state who opposes the LGBTQ craziness of the West, which I think is partly why you're seeing people on the right wanting to align with them in some capacity.
Yes, this is taken out of the Stalinist playbook. You know, Russia projects one thing and does another. And this is part of the Russian history. You look at the Potomkin villages. You know, Catherine the Great wanted to go down and see what the Black Sea was like. So her minister of the interior, Potomkin, you know, as the train went through Ukraine, he had these cutouts of...
That's right. Same in Cuba.
Yeah.
That's taking place there now. I was told that if I was to go into Cuba to evangelize, which I was considering and working on, I'm from Australia, and they said that they'd show me the nice parts, but I wouldn't actually see the real Cuba.
Right. And so this is the thing with Russia, is that from the time of Catherine the Great, there's the Russia of appearances, of making the sign of the cross, you know, with Putin on Easter morning. Pascha kisses the ikona, the svichka, the candles, and then this is a projection. But then there's the animist side of Russia, you know, which has a connection to it's a more type of religion that holds to kind of these old mythical earth-centered tribal superstitions, and it mixes it with sophiology, the study of Christ as the divine wisdom of God incarnate. And so you have these fringe Orthodox beliefs of this world spirit and logos merging as a fourth person, as the divine wisdom, you know.
Interesting.
And it's esoteric. So this is in the background. But I'm getting off topic here. Is that the main thing, though, is that this is very real. The churches are flourishing in Taiwan. They're not flourishing in China. Churches are flourishing in Ukraine, Catholic churches. They're not flourishing in Russia. They're restricted. If a priest tries to set up a kindergarten, a Roman Catholic priest tries to set up a kindergarten or a playground on the front lawn of his church, he'll be expelled from Russia. They're not allowed to build churches with big edifices.
What's the state of Roman Catholicism in Russia?
They are not allowed to. It's akin to Omar Khalifa's stipulations on Christians in the Middle East from the 7th century. Is that they're guaranteed a minimal existence. Okay, they can have their buildings and they can swing incense around inside those buildings. But they cannot go out into the street and evangelize. Like having what you and I do here in Russia on the street, you'd be banned. You'd be fined, possibly imprisoned. You can minister within the walls of your church, and that's religion for them. Now, the Orthodox, on the other hand, are granted its official status. You know, that's a big difference. You cannot, and if a Catholic, a Roman Catholic, because we don't exist in Russia, you know, officially. If a Roman Catholic tries to do this, he's attacked and said to be violating the 1997 law, and he's called, this is the great sin of proselytism. So it's very restricted, and they're permitted a base, bare bones existence. But that's not our gospel. Our gospel is as much the faith of the mind and heart as it is the faith of the hands. So I was disappointed that the Archbishop or whoever wrote this doesn't talk about the religious freedom issue of Catholics in Russia.
All right, thank you so much for watching that clip. Obviously, this is a very delicate topic today, and if you are about to head down and write a very angry comment, maybe before you do that, go watch the entire conversation because there's a lot that obviously gets left out in these clips, and I think watching the whole thing in context would be a real blessing to you. So click that link. Thank you so much.